So hey there guys, so today's video is going to be finally my last installment in my Best in Beauty for 2019, and today we're going to be talking about other eye products including single shadows, eyeliners, and mascara. So let's just jump right into it because I only have about 20 minutes to film and then I have to get out of here because I have to take my boyfriend to another physical therapy appointment soon. So I want to start off with single eyeshadows first, and I wanted to talk about my favorite single eyeshadows this entire year. I absolutely love these, and I'm talking about the ColourPop Jelly Much eyeshadows. These were definitely my #1 eyeshadow, single eyeshadows this year. I wore these a ton when I got them, and seriously, like, nothing beat them for me this year. I mean, I didn't really honestly wear too many single shadows this year, to be honest, because I started to get too many eyeshadow palettes, and therefore I wasn't really able to use them all that much. But if I was wearing a single shadow, I was only reaching for these. I wore these a ton. So this one is the shade Close to You, and that one came out with the spring collection when I ordered the Sweet Talk palette. I also got these as well. And then this shade was by far my favorite, but it is super dried out. So I'd have to say that these only last possibly a few months, and then they start to dry out. So just be mindful of that. This one I kind of like got too much of it on the back of my hand, but they are stunning. As you guys can see, they're kind of like a super pressed glitter, but they are starting to get pretty dry. So it's not really too much of a big deal to me. This shade is called Perfectly Wretched, and this is part of the Disney Villains collection, and this was Corella's shade. But for the 6 or 7 months that they do last, because I just started noticing that they start to dry out around now. I didn't really notice that they dried out too much before this. But they're stunning, and I absolutely love them. Look how pretty these are. Seriously beautiful. So I absolutely love these. And then I also fell in love with the ColourPop Kathleen Lights and ColourPop Zodiac pigments. I think I told you guys that these became my all-time favorite pigments. I don't know if these came out last year, or I might have mentioned these last year in my Best in Beauty, but honestly, nothing has really topped these for me. I kind of got into more loose pigments this year, as well as other products. Like I said, I also got into loose highlighters this year, so I also got into these. This one's the shade The Lion. It's a beautiful gold. I'm not going to swatch these because they're super messy and they're going to get everywhere, but this one, The Lion, is a really stunning yellow gold. And then the other shade is called The Twins, which I wanted to get because it's this really beautiful like rose gold color, and I felt like this was the only other one that I really would wear more. I kind of wanted to get more of the neutral shades as well, and I kind of wanted to get all of them along with the Milk Makeup pigments, which were my favorite things last year. But I love these so much because they're so super glittery and they last forever, and they're so stunning on the lids. I absolutely love these. Then I also really loved the Makeup Forever pigments as well, and these I got from Chip. Fortunately, I was able to try these. My favorite one was the gold, and this one is called HCO2. It was a beautiful starlit powder. I used this a ton on my lid this past year. I haven't used it recently because obviously, again, like I said, I haven't really been able to use my loose pigments, but because again, I just got a ton of eyeshadow palettes the past year that I wasn't really able to use these for the past couple of months. But these are stunning on the lids as well, so I would highly recommend the Makeup Forever loose pigments as well. But if you don't want to spend the money on the loose pigments, I would just go with the ColourPop Zodiac pigments or any loose pigments from ColourPop. Their loose pigments are amazing. I think they're better than the MAC ones. I didn't I didn't really fall in love with the Aladdin loose pigment. I didn't really like it too much. It didn't really impress me. I definitely think that this is a better rose gold than the rose gold pigment from the Aladdin collection. And then, of course, I can't mention Single Shadows without mentioning the Stila Glitter and Glows, and these are the ones that I picked up earlier this year. My favorite one by far was the Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Gypsy. This one is stunning. It's such a beautiful, like, multi-dimensional, like, duochrome color. It's so beautiful. This one's probably already dried out, though, but look how pretty that is. It's like a beautiful, like, purpley pink shade. So pretty. And then the other one that I really loved was the shade Fairy Tale. I just thought that this was a stunning, like, olivey pinky color. It's so pretty. Again, I feel like these are getting super watered down. But that one was also a stunning one. So those were the only two that I picked up from Marshall's this past year because I refused to pick them up for the full price tag anymore. And then the other two that I had gotten earlier this year, I'm pretty sure I got these this past year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but these are stunning as well. And these are the Shimmer and Glows. And I have the shade Carefree, which is this really pretty rose gold. This one is stunning. I absolutely love this color. It's so pretty all over the lid. And then the shade Bohème is also stunning. It's like a beautiful lilac color. So those were the two colors that I got from those. And I also loved these as well. I love using these as bases for other eyeshadows. And then the same thing that goes for these. But I did use Gypsy a lot and Fairy Tale this past year. And these were also beautiful. Again, correct me if I'm wrong if I didn't get these this past year. And then the last single eyeshadow and Stila product that I really liked was the Stila Vivid and Vibrant Eyeshadow Duo in the shade Jade. This was the only one that I picked up. But this is a really pretty duo. What I liked to do is put on this one as the base because this one doesn't really have too much pigment for some reason. And then I topped it off with the shimmery shade. Because honestly, the base shade, I don't know what is up with it. It kind of doesn't have any pigment. It really only shows up after you put like the glittery part on top of it. So I don't know if it was just because I had it for a while that it was kind of dried out. I don't know. But the glittery part is so beautiful. So that is it for single shadows. Now I'm just going to share literally like probably 2 eyeliners with you guys. Because you guys know I really don't use too much eyeliner anymore. I barely even use liquid liner anymore. I don't think I even used liquid liner maybe like this entire past year. Because I just don't use it anymore. And I actually have to find a new nude liner as well. So if you guys could recommend a nude liner for me, that would be awesome. But I'm literally only going to mention like 3 liners because they're literally the only ones that I wear. So I have to mention the Maybelline Skinny Liners as my all-time favorite liners from the drugstore. These are like the only ones I actually use. The first one is the brown, and this one I use every single day on my waterline. I'm not using it today. And then the black. These are like the only liners that I use, and I constantly repurchase them, and honestly, they're like the only liners that I have to mention. And I'm trying to find my other liner that I always use, and for some reason, I can't find it. I wanted to talk about MAC's Costa Riche, but for some reason, it's not in here. Well, I use, here it is. And then the other one, of course, is MAC's Costa Riche. But honestly, I find the Maybelline liners to be just as good, if not better. They glide on the waterline. This is really good too, but I would find, I mean, these are still expensive. Maybelline is not a cheap drugstore brand by far. They're a good brand, and that's why I constantly repurchase these, because these I find to be my favorite waterline eyeliners from the drugstore. I do really like MAC Costa Riche as well, but if I had the choice, I would just repurchase these over and over again, which I have. I haven't repurchased this one or even touched this in a while, so these are really the only liners that I use. And then as for mascaras, I think these are pretty much my favorite mascaras that I tried this year, would be these 5. I mean, of course, I love Lancome's Monsieur Big, but this one is so dried out that I need to get rid of this, but I absolutely love this mascara. And I think I have to get rid of NARS Climax as well. But out of the mascaras that are still in my collection, I loved CoverGirl's Exhibitionist, but again, I think that this is super dried out, so I'm going to have to get rid of this. But this is a beautiful drugstore mascara. I think I'm definitely going to repurchase it. Or I'm definitely going to repurchase a couple of drugstore mascaras because I'm going to have to get rid of a lot. I have gotten rid of a lot of mascaras, so it's time for me to repurchase a couple because mascara I use every single day, regardless if I really wear makeup or not. I really do love wearing mascara on an everyday basis, but this is an amazing drugstore mascara. Makes your lashes really long, really beautiful. I also really loved the ColourPop BFF mascara, but I'm probably going to have to get rid of this one as well, because this one is a few months old. Pretty old, honestly. But this one gives me a ton of volume, a ton of length. It really is a great mascara. I know people aren't too big of a fan of the clumping that this mascara has, but it really makes your lashes super long and beautiful. So I really did love this one. And then the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara was also one of my favorites. It again gives beautiful volume, beautiful length. I really did like this mascara as well. It is super expensive. I'm probably not going to repurchase it again. But I was really just in the market to try a new mascara, so I got this back during the Vibe sale in like August or something. I'm still going to keep it in my collection because I use mascaras pretty much until they're like completely done. And it's not too old for me to keep it in my collection still, so I love that. Then, of course, I couldn't mention a Best in Beauty without mentioning my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions mascara. I did get this back in like March, so I'm probably going to have to declutter this one as well. But this is a beautiful mascara. Again, super volumizing, super lengthening. Absolutely love this mascara as well. I really wish I could repurchase this, but someone said that there's a dupe for it in the drugstore, so I'm really hoping to find out what that is so I don't have to repurchase this one because this one is expensive, but it is an amazing mascara as well. And then the last one, in which I'm actually wearing on my lashes today because I had to finally get rid of my Wet n Wild one. I love the Wet n Wild Mega Length mascara as well from the drugstore. The only thing I don't love about it is that it is a super wet formula, so I do really like using it more when it's like a little bit more dry. But I also loved the Milk Makeup Kush mascara as well that Chip got for me. It does really make my lashes really nice and long as well. Let me see what it looks like today. Oh, if I could open my mirror would be great. Yeah, it gives me a lot of length and a lot of curl to my lashes. It is a really nice mascara, so again, I really like this as well. I'm glad that I was able to try this out this year. This was the only other high-end mascara I tried besides the Hourglass. I am currently still testing out the IT Cosmetics Lash Blowout Mascara. I'm not going to include it as in Best in Beauty because I'm not like over the moon about it. But it's a good mascara. I like it. I think I definitely like the Superhero Mascara more though. But that is it when it comes to other eye products. I really have to go actually. This was a super short video. I knew it wasn't going to be a long video. For brushes, I wasn't going to really include Best in Beauty for brushes. For eye primers, I will include that in this video. I pretty much only use the Milani eyeshadow primer and my Smashbox Photo Finish eyeshadow primer. I just use that up. And then once I use that up, I just repurchased this. And this has pretty much been the only primer I've been using. This is a great eyeshadow primer from the drugstore. And then, of course, the NYX Glitter Primer is my favorite glitter primer from the drugstore. And it's great for to have glittery eyeshadows stick to it, so I constantly use this and repurchase it as well. And then I forgot to mention my ColourPop bronzer in Private Party was also one of my favorite bronzers this year, but then for some reason I forgot to mention it in my Best in Beauty. So yeah, that's pretty much it for other eye products. I'm sorry that this was a little bit rushed, but at the same time I knew it wasn't going to be a long video, so please let me know what your... Oh, also, of course, I have to mention, I think I've mentioned this in every single Best in Beauty video, but my favorite lower lash mascara is my MAC Extended Play Gecko Black Lash. I constantly repurchase this. I think this is like my third one. So yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. Let me know what your favorite eyeliners, single shadows, and mascaras were this year. So yeah, bye!